خليفتنا بمسرور فتية عظيم شأنها بين البرية.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to the next program in our brand new series, Beacon of Guidance. Beacon of Guidance is a weekly program which will be a compilation of questions and answers given by our beloved Hazur, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, may Allah be his helper, from the virtual mulaqats, classes and compiled letters from Ahmadis from all over the world. In the first part of the program, we'll be looking at answers from various virtual mulaqats and classes. Let's start our program with the very first question. We begin in the UK, where Hazur had graced a virtual mulaqat with Nasiratul Ahmadiyya on the 26th of June 2021, held in Beit al-Futuh Mosque. A young girl had the opportunity to ask beloved Hazur about faith and courage. Let's take a look.
Assalamu alaikum, Pyare Hazur.
Walaikum assalam.
My question is, how can we stay true to our faith whilst others may have worldly beliefs and one is afraid to express his or her own ideas due to the fear of being classified as rude or backward?
First thing is that you remove your inferiority complex, right? If you believe, if you think that your religion is true religion and it is the last of the religions and it is the final religion and it contains all the good teachings which were revealed to the previous prophets, right? Then there should not be any complex. Secondly, those people who are worldly people who do not want to listen to you with regards to religious matters, why force them to listen to you? Find some good friends, talk to them in a light mood, and when you think that they are ready to listen about God, about religion, about faith, then you can talk to them that what is the true teaching of Islam. And never say just outrightly that Islam is the supreme religion and is better than any other religion. Although we can prove the supremacy of Islam on all other religions, but no need to get other people annoyed by saying this thing directly, right? So when they come to listen to you, they talk to you about religion, then you can show them some proofs. Then what is religion, what is God, what do you believe, what is your belief with regards to Allah Ta'ala, and what do you have other beliefs with regards to prophets, and there are quite a number of other commandments. If you read in the Holy Quran, you would know. Then slowly, with wisdom and with amicable discussion, you can tell them. So then they will listen to you. Otherwise, if you are just blunt, they will obviously say you are rude and backward. Okay? Don't try to be blunt. Be wise.
Let's now turn to the USA for our second question. On the 2nd of April 2020, beloved Hazur blessed Majlis Atfalul Ahmadiyya USA with a virtual mulaqat, during which a young tifl asked Hazur about the acceptance of prayer. Let's take a look.
Assalamu alaikum Hazur. My question to you is, how can we make our du'as get accepted by Allah? What are the other ways to get our prayers answered?
You see, the Holy Prophet ﷺ has told us the way that when you are praying, you should first send durood, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin, kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim, to the Holy Prophet ﷺ. All your du'as goes through the Holy Prophet ﷺ, if you are a true believer, right? And even in one of the hadiths in tradition, it is said that your du'as will only be suspended in the air if you don't recite durood with your dua. So the best way to get your du'as accepted by Allah Ta'ala is that you say durood subhanallah wa bihamdihi subhanallah azim Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammadin, or the complete durood which we recite in the prayers, and then do dua whatever you want to ask or seek Allah's guidance, Allah help in your prayer. Right?
Yes, Hazur.
We now go to the continent of Africa for our third question, where the Gambia had a virtual mulaqat with Hazur on the 30th of May 2021 with Majlis Atfalul Ahmadiyya. A young tifl asked beloved Hazur about maintaining a relationship with Allah. Let's take a look.
What are the ways of establishing meaningful relationship with God?
So the best way is that you should always think that whatever you are doing, Allah Ta'ala is watching over you. Whatever you do, Allah Ta'ala is seeing. So when you have this type of mindset that whatever you are doing, Allah Ta'ala is watching over you, then you will not do bad things, right? And you will try to follow everything which Allah says to do. And you try to leave all those things which Allah Ta'ala says that you should not do, right? So always think that Allah Ta'ala is seeing your every deed and action, wherever you are. You can hide yourself from the people, but you cannot hide yourself from Allah Ta'ala. One thing. Secondly, as Allah Ta'ala has said, that 5 daily prayers are obligatory. You have to offer these 5 daily prayers. So when you are praying, then you pray to Allah Ta'ala in your sajdas that Allah Ta'ala make you strong and staunch, that you have good relationship with Allah Ta'ala, and Allah Ta'ala listen to your prayers. And when your prayers are listened, then you will develop your relationship with Allah Ta'ala, right? In a much better way. Okay? So never leave 5 daily prayers. And while you are praying, you should pray to Allah Ta'ala that He should make this bond stronger and stronger ever before.
Hazur Anwar has held virtual mulaqats from across the world and given guidance to thousands of Ahmadis who benefit from these virtual mulaqats. Let's now go to the Ahmadiyya Jamaat in Kababir, Haifa, where Hazur held a number of virtual mulaqats with the various auxiliary organizations. On the 11th of June 2021, Hazur had blessed his presence in a virtual mulaqat with members of Lajna Imaila from Kababir, who asked Hazur a question regarding the hijab and how women should respond on being treated with suspicion. Let's hear Hazur's response.
बात यह है कि हिजाब पहनने को मायूब सिर्फ वहाँ तो नहीं समझा जाता, यूरोप में भी समझा जाता है। यूरोप में के बाद ममालिक ऐसे हैं जहाँ कानून पास किए गए हैं कि हिजाब नहीं पहनना, या बाज़ पब्लिक जगहों पे हिजाब नहीं पहनना, बल्कि जुर्माना और सज़ा है। उसके बावजूद जो ईमान पे कायम औरतें और बच्चियाँ हैं, नौजवान, वो हिजाब पहनती हैं। आपने ये फ़ैसला करना है कि आया आपने खुदा ताला की बात माननी है और उसके लिए हर तकलीफ़ और हर इस्तेहज़ा और हर गलत किस्म के रिमार्क को बर्दाश्त करना है, या इन चीज़ों से डर के लोगों की बातें माननी शुरू कर देनी है और मुआशरे की जो चाल है उसके पीछे चलना शुरू कर देना है। तो ये फ़ैसला तो आपने करना है। एक मोमिन औरत को मज़बूत ईमान होना चाहिए। जब यह ईमान है कि कुरान करीम की तालीम एक ऐसी तालीम है जो हमेशा के लिए है और हमेशा कायम रहने वाली है, और जब ये ईमान है कि आखिरी शरई किताब है और इसके जो अहकामात हैं वो आखिरी और हमारी बेहतरी और बका के लिए हैं, तो फिर इस बात पे कायम हो जाएं कि ये कुरान करीम का हुक्म है कि औरत को हिजाब लेना चाहिए, पर्दा करना चाहिए। तो ये आपने देखना होगा, ये फ़ैसला करना होगा कि आपने अपने ईमान की हिफाजत करनी है और अल्लाह ताला के साथ ताल्लुक़ जो कायम किया है उसको कायम रखना है और उसकी बात माननी है, या मुआशरे से डर के इन छोटी छोटी बातों पे घबरा के और परेशान हो के उस तालीम पे अमल करना छोड़ना है। तो ये तो आप पे डिपेंड करता है, आप ख़ुद फ़ैसला करें क्या चीज़ चुननी है आपने। और मैं उम्मीद रखता हूँ कि एक मोमिन औरत, एक अहम नहीं मोमिन लड़की, बच्ची, नौजवान और औरत इस बात पर कायम रहेगी कि उसने जब मसीह मौद और मेहदी मौद को माना है तो उस तालीम पर अमल करना है जो कुरान करीम की तालीम है और जिस पर अमल करवाने के लिए अल्लाह ताला ने इस ज़माने में मसीह मौद को भेजा था।
We now go to Bangladesh, where the members of Majlis Ansarullah had the opportunity to meet beloved Hazur on the 22nd of January 2021 during a virtual mulaqat. One of the members sought guidance from Hazur regarding the Wasiyat scheme and who this scheme was for. Let's hear the guidance from Hazur.
हुजूर, बाज़ अहबाब ऐसे हैं जिनको जब निज़ाम वसीयत में शामिल होने के लिए कहा जाता है तो वो कहते हैं कि हम मुत्तकी नहीं हैं, इसलिए हम इसमें शामिल नहीं हो सकते। तो प्यारे आका, इस सिलसिले में हमारी लाए अमल क्या होना चाहिए?
बात यह है कि इस बारे में मैंने जो शुरू में जब वसीयत की तरफ ख़ास तौर पे तवज्जो दिलाई थी, उस वक्त भी मैंने इस बारे में यही कहा था कि जो लोग ये कहते हैं हम तो मुत्तकी नहीं, हम नेक नहीं, हम वसीयत किस तरह करें, हम तो वसीयत की शराइत पे पूरा नहीं उतरते, तो उस वक्त मैंने यही बताया था उस वक्त भी, और हमेशा ये कहता हूँ, कई मजालिस में कह चुका हूँ। पहले तो ये बात है रसाला अल वसीयत पढ़ें। जब एक इंसान रसाला अल वसीयत पढ़ता है तो उसको एहसास होता है कि मुझे किस मयार का अहमदी होना चाहिए। फिर उसके बाद जब वो वसीयत करता है तो उसके बाद वो कोशिश करता है कि मैं उस मयार पे पहुँचूँ। ये कह देना कि मैं इस मयार का नहीं हूँ इसलिए वसीयत नहीं करूँगा, तो फिर सारी उम्र ना वो कोशिश करेगा, ना वो कभी अच्छा नेक आला मयार हासिल करने की कोशिश करेगा। तो ये तो एक ज़रिया है, यही हज़रत मसीह मौऊद ने फरमाया है कि तुम लोग वसीयत भी करोगे तो तुम लोगों की इस तरह तवज्जो पैदा होगी। और वसीयत का हज़रत मसीह मौऊद ने खिलाफत के साथ एक ताल्लुक़ जोड़ा है। जब इंसान वसीयत करता है और उसके लिए फिर नेकियां इख्तियार करने की कोशिश करता है, नेकियां अपनाने की कोशिश करता है, नेकियां करने की कोशिश करता है, तो फिर उसका मयार, रूहानी मयार भी बढ़ता है और फिर उसका खिलाफत के साथ ताल्लुक़ और वफ़ा का ताल्लुक़ भी बढ़ता है और फिर वो एक सच्चा और पक्का अहमदी होता है। नहीं तो ये सादा एक अहद है कि मैं दीन को दुनिया पे मुकद्दम रखूँगा, मैं अपने आप को और अपनी औलाद को कुर्बान करने के लिए तैयार रहूँगा। वो अपने माल को, थोड़ा सा माल है उसको कुर्बान करने के लिए तैयार नहीं। जो हज़रत मसीह मौऊद अलैहिस्सलाम ने तकवा को बढ़ाने का ज़रिया तरीका बताया है उसको अपनाने के लिए तैयार नहीं, तो फिर ये किस तरह वो अहद कर सकता है? खड़ा होकर अंसारुल्लाह का अहद दोहरा देता है, मैं ये कर दूँगा, मैं वो कर दूँगा। तो अंसारुल्लाह को ये बताना होगा कि तुम लोग अपने अहद पे पूरा उसी वक्त उतरोगे जब हर नेकी को करने की कोशिश करोगे। और नेकियों को करने के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा ज़रिया हज़रत मसीह मौऊद अलैहिस्सलाम ने निज़ाम वसीयत को जारी करके फ़रमाया है, जिसमें रूहानी मयार को ऊंचा करना भी है और माली कुर्बानी भी है, और फिर इसके साथ खिलाफत के साथ वफ़ा का ताल्लुक़ भी है। तो जब आप इस तरह समझाएंगे तो उनको समझ आएगी। नहीं तो फिर इंसान तो ढीला ही रहता है, इंसान कहेगा मैं तो नेक नहीं, मैं तो मुत्तकी नहीं, मैं एक काम किस तरह कर सकता हूँ? भाई इसी काम के करने के लिए तो वसीयत का निज़ाम जारी हुआ है कि तुम इसको में शामिल हो जाओ, तो अल्लाह ताला तुम्हें नेकी और तकवा की तौफीक भी अता फरमाएगा।
The last question in our video segment has been taken from a virtual mulaqat which took place with Nasiratul Ahmadiyya of Australia on the 26th of March 2021. A young girl asked about whether enjoying the comforts of the world was compatible with one's faith as a Muslim. Let's hear what Hazur has to say.
If you are discharging your duties towards religion, you are offering 5 daily prayers, with full concentration, and you are doing justice with your prayers, and you are praying istighfar and remembering Allah Ta'ala during the daytime, and you are not doing bad things. And if you are doing at the same time, you are doing your own job and working with somebody and getting enough money, and you are working and doing a lucrative job where you get enough money, then although you are earning money and you are enjoying the worldly things as well, you are using your car, you are wearing good dress, and you are living in a good house. These are all the things which are necessary for today's life, and they give you comfort and ease, and you can enjoy them. But you should not go after only these worldly things and forget Allah Ta'ala. If you remember Allah Ta'ala and achieve all these things and use all these things for the betterment of your life, for your children, for your family, then you can do it. It only means that those people who think that this world is the only thing we have to live in, and we should forget about our duties we owe to Allah Ta'ala, then it becomes a hell for you. It becomes, although in your eyes it becomes a paradise for you, but in the eyes of Allah Ta'ala it is not good for you. But for a person who always discharge the duties towards Allah Ta'ala and discharge his duty towards his fellow being and follow all the commandments of Allah Ta'ala, then it might be somehow hard for him to discharge all these duties, and he feel uncomfortable sometime, but even then people may think that it is a hell for him. But Allah Ta'ala says, although you think it is hell for him, but he is making paradise in the heaven, in the hereafter. Right? So you can enjoy all these worldly things, but at the same time discharge your duty towards Allah Ta'ala and follow all the commandments which Allah Ta'ala has given. Okay?
Let's move to the second part of our program. In this segment, we will be taking a look at questions and answers which have been compiled in Al-Hakam, called Answers to Everyday Issues, which Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen, Khalifatul-Masih V, Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz, has given on various occasions in his written correspondence and during MTA programs. A letter which was sent on the 14th of January 2020, in which Hazur was asked about the status of those who died during the Battle of the Camel. Hazur replied as follows.
The truth of the Battle of the Camel is that the culprits behind this entire episode were the same seditious insurrectionists who had occupied Medina after killing Hazrat Uthman radiallahu anhu. This war was also provoked by those miscreants by creating a misunderstanding between the two Muslim groups and by instigating many mischievous acts themselves. There are shrouds of centuries obscuring the historical events of that era from our modern day view. Numerous ambiguous aspects and narrations also pose a barrier. Moreover, many confusions have also been created deliberately. However, the eternal truth is that which the Holy Quran has proclaimed. That is, that Allah the Exalted used the enviable words of radiyallahu anhum wa radu an. Allah is well pleased with them, and they are well pleased with Him. For the companions radiyallahu anhum of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and for those who followed them in the best possible manner. Those who came after them are described as invoking the following prayer for them. رَبَّنَا اغْفِرْ لَنَا وَلِإِخْوَانِنَا الَّذِينَ سَبَقُونَا بِالْإِيمَانِ وَلَا تَجْعَلْ فِي قُلُوبِنَا غِلًّا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Our Lord, forgive us and our brothers who preceded us in the faith, and leave not in our hearts any rancor against those who believe. Thus, considering the evidence at hand, we can say with certainty that the victims of the evil and deception of the hypocrites who were martyred on both sides during this war were certainly innocent people over whom we have no authority to be the judge or to issue a fatwa on their status.
The second question for today's program has been taken from a letter which was sent on the 14th of January 2020. Huzur was asked the following question: Did the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam ever see the promised Messiah alayhi salam in his dream? Huzur Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz replied,
The answer to your second question as to whether the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam ever saw the promised Messiah alayhi salam in a dream is found in a hadith where it is stated that the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did indeed see the promised Messiah alayhi salam in a dream. Hence, the following hadith is narrated in Sahih Bukhari that the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Last night I saw a dream near the Kaaba. I saw a man of brownish complexion, better than the best of men you may have seen with a brownish complexion, and his straight hair came down up to his shoulders. Water was dripping down from his head, and he was performing tawaf, circumambulating around the house of Allah, while placing his hands on the shoulders of two men. I asked, Who is this? People replied, This is Jesus, son of Mary. Behind him, I saw another person who had very curly hair and was blind in the right eye, strongly resembling Ibn Qattan, a disbeliever, in appearance. He was going around the Kaaba while placing his hands on the shoulders of a person. I asked, Who is this? People replied, Al-Masih al-Dajjal, the Antichrist. Likewise, in another narration of Sahih Bukhari, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, During the night of Mi'raj, I saw Jesus, Moses, and Abraham, peace be upon them. Jesus alayhi salam was of a red complexion and had curly hair and a broad chest. Moses alayhi salam was of a brownish complexion and a heavy figure. He had straight hair. He looked as if he was from the tribe of Az-Zut. Thus, the statements regarding the two different physical appearances of Jesus alayhi salam mentioned in these two narrations prove that the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw Jesus alayhi salam, the Messiah of the Mosaic dispensation, who was among the prophets Moses alayhi salam and Abraham alayhi salam, who have passed away. They also confirm that he saw his spiritual son and most ardent devotee, the promised Messiah alayhi salam, who was to be appointed during the era of the Dajjal to confront him and to defend Islam. He saw him performing a tawaf of the Kaaba.
The third question is from someone that wrote to Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen, Khalifatul-Masih V, and said, I have read that only good things come to a believer, but also that this world is a hell for a believer. He asked, which of these two statements is true? The person also asked, is it true that if someone misses a single prayer, their prayers of the last 40 years are wasted? Huzur Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz, in a letter dated the 20th of February 2020, gave the following reply on both matters.
In fact, a true believer has no interest in worldly things. They use them only as temporary goods, as per the command of Allah, to a necessary extent. Their eyes are always on the pleasure and happiness of Allah the Exalted. Therefore, since a believer does not run after worldly things, lest they erase the remembrance of Allah from their heart, they face hardship in worldly terms. However, they do not feel any discomfort from it. They rather happily endure this worldly hardship for the sake of Allah the Exalted. An example of this is found in the prayer of Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam, in which he prayed, O my Lord, I would prefer prison to that to which they invite me. On the contrary, a disbeliever considers this world to be everything. They run after it all the time and greatly enjoy worldly possessions that are their sole interest. Thus, while explaining this subject, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that the world is a prison for the believer and a paradise for the disbeliever. The answer to your question about salat is that if a prayer is missed due to forgetting, then the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that it should be offered as soon as one remembered the missed prayer. This is the expiation for forgetting to offer a prayer. However, it is a grave sin to intentionally skip a prayer. Its forgiveness can only come from repentance, tawbah, seeking forgiveness, istighfar, and a firm resolve and promise not to repeat such a mistake in the future.
That concludes this episode of Beacon of Guidance. Join us again soon for more guidance from our beloved Hazur. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.